Hello, this is Zevuse, and I'm bringing you my first Rome Total War gameplay. This is a battle between me playing as the Roman Julii faction, and my opponent playing as Carthage. Carthage, yeah. Okay, so what happens is, I test out a cool new idea by putting my Romans, some of them at least for the first part of the video, into testudo formation. This was told in many videos by the Prince of Macedon to be futile and pretty much impractical and useless when in a one-on-one Rome Total War battle instead of in a normal campaign map, storming a castle, making sure no missiles hit your troops. I did this so the stones from the slingers wouldn't hit me, while I would still be able to basically decimate the entire missile troop action and keep my troops from harm, for the most part at least. The bad part about testudo is if you get charged by cavalry, you are screwed. No doubt about it, your troops are pretty much always going to rout if they're testudo then charged by cavalry, just because of the force of the impact of the cavalry. This basically almost happened to me, but I countered with my charge of archers who had no more arrows to the cavalry while my troops formed a line to kill them, and eventually took out all my troops once they were out of missile throwing units out of testudo, and put them back in just at the moment when our lines converged to see if I could hold back his Sacred Band Hoplites with one of my units in testudo, which really worked very well. One of my cav off the bat, my missile cav, got destroyed in the first part of the video, like, instantly. But I ended up totally destroying his cav throughout the video until he had his remnants left and was too scared to actually go after my units with his cav for fear of being completely destroyed, which was strange. Once he had only 3 units left in his army, I would have, no matter what, charged whatever scraggly remains of my downtrodden, almost routing troops back into battle just to get a few more kills and somehow possibly turn around the battle. But what happened. In this case, after destroying one part of his cav and having exactly what I thought would happen, his other unit come crashing through the forest to charge my end of my line in testudo, for he wanted to hook around exactly at that point where he charged my line with the rest of his army and sort of encircle me in his pikes, which would have worked pretty well, except I didn't let it by countercharging and destroying his right flank as he tried to destroy my left. By making sure he didn't destroy my left and taking out part of the farthest part of his right flank, it pretty much messed up his entire battle strategy that he was going for, which I saw. If I hadn't seen this, I might have been encircled and poked to death and impaled with spears. Not a great ending. And he does here one of the most stupid things I've actually ever seen, or maybe this is good and I just don't know it, but to me it looks like a pretty dumb thing to do. To move your entire line sideways across a line of Romans, all fully equipped with pila, to pelt you with. From the sides and the back, which where you're most vulnerable even with your Sacred Band Hoplites. Didn't work very well for him, he got pelted while trying to encircle me, and his left line got smashed. Pulled in my Triorii, which were the only units I had at this point besides my archers, which had no missiles left, and no missiles to begin with, Triorii. And smashed him with my Triorii, holding him there until my cavalry can circle back from the engagement with his cavalry and hammer and anvil him. I think there's at least 5 points in this entire video, 2 of which you have already seen, of me using hammer and anvil tactics. Remember when he charged my testudo formation here's another hammer and anvil shot, that's great. When he charged my testudo formation soldiers. You didn't get to see it because it was cut out, but there was a lengthy sequence of my cavalry smashing into those soldiers over and over again until his cavalry was destroyed. At this point, he still had some cavalry left, but most of it was routing or not in the game, basically, because of his own choice. He was micromanaging those units instead of seeing what could he possibly do to his Sacred Band Hoplites and such, in an effort to save them from the catastrophe which was about to become them. Namely, trying in futility to encircle my Romans. He totally didn't see that. Here I get some little bit more cavalry action going, and then we finally get to see the lines meet. Not these lines, but the two main lines of the army. But this battle resembles the two main lines of the army very well. Kind to make funny, I rushed back by Triori in an effort to save them from his cav, which I'm pretty sure rushed me, or I thought they were going to anyways, but they didn't, and in an effort for his troops to chase by while my cavalry slammed the back of them, using more hammer and anvil. I can't believe how many times I caught him off guard with hammer and anvil. Nope, I was right, his cavalry ended up charging my units, but never charge spearmen with cav, or really any other unit head on. They will crush you, unless you're urbans. And since this is my first battle, I did not want to invest in 1,000,000 urbans because I would have only been able to buy one, since it was, I think, normal funds or small funds or something. I did, however, invest in a few early legionnaires, early legionary cohorts, a Triori, I think a few Principes or something alike. His army consisted of mostly spear-armed troops, I think 2 sacred bands, 4 cavalry, all long shields, and the rest of his troops were pretty much normal. I think he had 1 or 2 militia units, 2 slingers. Oh, he gets charged in the flank by my archers without bows right now, while my standing line of 2 units not losing 1 man each in Testudo while fighting his cavalry, and instead of him encircling me, I encircle him. And there goes his general. That usually spells defeat in Rome Total War, unless you have super highly upgraded units, which most people do not in their first few battles. Here's what I'll show you. They're just trying to thrust through that Testudo, but they cannot. Everywhere else, though, they did pretty well for themselves, as Sacred Band Hoplites are supposed to. More unit routings, a little bit of units bunched up on my right flank. I ended up outflanking him completely and pretty much destroying him. Whatever units were left, I destroyed with an early legionary cohort. Enjoy the action, it's pretty funny. There's a few more things in this battle that I want to point out, therefore my commentary. Like this. If you can see the angle of his units, there was a slight space between the Sacred Band Hoplites and normal Hoplites, creating an interesting angle for their spears to skewer my men. Therefore, I did what I thought was best and put them into Testudo, which usually is not a very good idea. For some reason, this battle worked perfectly. Strange. Maybe people should learn from my battle and put their troops more into Testudo. Ooh, another hammer and anvil. But this time he turns around fast enough to kill my cav and skewer them on spears like shish kebab. Ooh. While all this confusion is going on, he does something pretty funny. He moves off his other unit of Sacred Band, not the one that's being crushed in my Roman little circle of destruction, into a line and just leaves them there the entire battle, and starts micromanaging his cav again all of a sudden. If I were him, I would have charged these Sacred Band Hoplites into the Roman archers, creating some kind of routing of my units, maybe some kind of mouse route because they were exhausted from fighting all this time. Possibly, but he just leaves them there in phalanx formation. Well, I would have charged them and then put them in phalanx in the last second. Tries to charge me with more cav. I peel off a few units who are not having the trouble of doing a frontal assault on spear-armed Sacred Band troops, which was really not a good idea. Horrible idea, in fact. I realized it would be futile and my units might rout or something, until I realized, oh, more hammered Advil like he's not expecting at all. Move the general around and strike him in the flanks with a really cool charge, which is exactly what happened. The last cool part of my video is when I route his last 3 units, all with one legionary first cohort. Oh, here's charge, flying up like ragdolls. Something that I never fail to appreciate is good animation. Here I decided to peel off that legionary cohort that I was talking about, rush through a field of dead bodies. His cav finally comes. I saw they were gonna fight me, which probably would have been pretty horrible. What he didn't expect, and what I didn't expect, was my troops to sort of catch up with him and him to directly turn around and go in for a few kills, which I think he gets, but it doesn't really matter anyways, because I rout his last unit rather quickly in a really funny way. I moved my legionary cohort to peel off behind him because I knew they have enough men to hold him and peel off behind him. And before I was done peeling off, like I'm doing right now, so the other units are going off to one side, and the rest are kind of holding him in place. And units get kind of stabbed running through kind of a gauntlet of pikes. And just before I have time to rush them in the back, he just routs.